Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to be sharing with you 4 family meal ideas that are going to cost you £3 and under to make. I really enjoy coming up with budget meal ideas, and when I introduce a couple of these meals into my weekly shop, it really helps reduce my food bill. A couple of things I just wanted to point out before I get into this video is I wanted to tell you how I like to shop. So the first one is I always bulk buy. So if you can get a 500-gram bag of pasta, I would buy like a 5-kilo bag of pasta. It honestly just makes it so much cheaper portion wise to shop that way. Also, when it comes to my spices, I bulk buy those as well. I always try and go to our local Middle Eastern shop because they are so much cheaper there, and then I just decant them into some smaller containers for me to use. I would always choose shopping online to going into store. I know it's a little bit tricky at the moment, but I just find when things start to go back to normal, if you can shop online, it stops any temptations as you're going up and down the aisles. As I just mentioned there, I do also always meal plan. I find that way I know when my food shop arrives or when I go to the supermarket and bring everything home, I've got everything I need for the 7 meals and breakfasts and lunches that I'm going to be cooking for that week. Lastly, I just wanted to point out that meat can make your meals costly. I really like to buy good cuts of meat, so if I'm not going to use good cuts of meat, I would prefer to just go meatless. So a lot of the meals that you're going to see now, well, 2 of them are veggie and 2 of them do contain meat, but if you want to reduce your food bill, I do find that going down the veggie route makes things a lot cheaper. I've also made 2 more videos like this. I will link them down below. One is a £2 meal idea and another one is another £3 meal idea. So if you want to watch those after this one, then like I said, I'll pop them down below. Also, if you're watching me for the first time, I would love for you to subscribe. I post loads of different foodie content on my channel. Also, I do the same over on my Instagram. So if you are not following along, then I would love for you to press that red button down below. So with all that said, let's get straight on into my meal ideas. The first meal I'm going to show you is a meat-based one, and it is a chorizo risotto. It's absolutely delicious, really easy, versatile as well because you can chuck anything into here, or you can swap the risotto out for pasta as well. Okay, so here are the ingredients I need for my risotto. So I've got risotto, I've got half a thing of chorizo, I'm going to use half an onion, 3 cloves of garlic, and the rest of my runner beans. So the risotto rice is working out to be 75p for 400 grams. This is £2.50 for the whole thing, so I'm using half, which is £1.25. 14p for half an onion, 7p for garlic, and 35p for these runner beans. So if you want to, because that comes out to £2.56, you can add some cheese, you can add some garlic bread if you get the own brand garlic bread. So there is different options that you can have to kind of work it up to the £3 budget. You don't need to add any stock in here because the chorizo lets off loads of its own oils, which gives out so much flavour. So the first thing I'll start off by doing to create this meal is to fry off, like chop up my chorizo into little bits and then fry that off to release all the yummy flavors from there. I will then add in my diced up onion and garlic, as well as my risotto rice. With that, I will also include probably about 600 mils of water to begin with, but I just keep on adding it as I go because risotto rice absorbs so much of the liquid, so you just need to keep on adding as you go. I just want to quickly cut in here and say that I did actually add a veggie stock cube to this dish too, which came out at 12p. I thought it wouldn't need it, but when I tasted my dish as I was cooking, I found like it was a little flavorless, so I did add a veggie stock cube in here. And I also wanted to include that if you wanted to add a garlic bread to this, Tesco sell a Hearty Food garlic bread, which is their own brand garlic bread, for 32p, which would take this meal up to £3 exactly. And then about 5 minutes before I'm ready to serve, I will just chop up my runner beans, add those in, let them cook through a little bit, but not enough so they go soft. So I like it when there's a little bit of a crunch to them still. And then, like I said, if you want to, you can add cheese on top, which I'm sure my boys will want to, or you can cook some garlic bread on the side too. Right, so for tonight's dinner, we are having a vegetable curry. So for this dinner, you can literally use whatever veggies you have in your fridge. So we're using broccoli and runner beans today, but if you've got peppers, if you've got baby corn, if you've got spinach, literally anything goes in here. It's really good. You can just use up any leftovers that you've got. So I always make my own curry paste because it works out so much cheaper. So here are the ingredients that I have got for today's meal. So I've got a coconut milk, chopped tomatoes. The veggies that are going in are broccoli and runner beans. This is half a pack of runner beans. Half an onion. I'll use probably 3 cloves of garlic, 1 veggie stock cube, and then the spices I'll be using are some garlic, ginger. I always just cut up and dice up my ginger and then pop it in the freezer because so it just lasts forever. I've got some curry powder, some garam masala, and some turmeric as well. I'm not counting these 3 as my money because they last forever, and as you can see, I just buy like in bulk, so they're literally just pence, these bits. But what I have got here is my coconut milk, £1, chopped tomatoes 30p, half an onion 14p, garlic 7p, ginger I've said is 20p, but I actually think that's quite expensive. I don't think it was that much. These ones are free. Runner beans 35p for half a pack. Rice, oh, I didn't show you my rice. Chris just took it away. Chris is just starting making it now. My rice, I've said, is 35p, and my veg stock 12p, and my broccoli 45p. So in total, this meal is costing £2.98 to make for the 4 of us. So to make this meal, the first thing I'm going to do is make my paste, my curry paste. So what I'll do is blitz up my half an onion, 3 cloves of garlic, and my ginger, along with my vegetable stock cube, some curry powder, garam masala, and turmeric. I'll blitz that all up in my onion dicer, along with a little bit of water as well, just to combine everything together, and then it will form a nice paste. I'll put the paste into a big pot and just fry that off for a couple of moments. Once I've done that, I will then just add in my chopped tomatoes and my coconut milk and let everything kind of like stew around, and let the kind of curry paste go into the coconut milk and the tomatoes. And then probably just about 5 minutes before I'm ready to serve, I will add in my chopped up veggies. I'll dice my runner beans up as well as my broccoli, and then like I said, pop them in 5 minutes before I'm ready to serve. So when I do serve, they're still nice and crunchy. This meal probably will take you, actually it's the rice that's going to take you the longest to cook. That'll take you about 20 minutes. But everything else you can get done in 10 minutes. Very quick and simple meal that is very cheap too. Right, so here are all the ingredients I'm going to be using for tonight's meal. So to make my veggie lentil, I'll be using 3 cloves of garlic, 1 onion, 2 carrots, 1 red pepper, some mixed taco beans, and some red lentils as well. And then I'll serve it with some rice on the side. So when I break this down into cost, the lentils are coming out at 90p, the pepper is 45p, the 2 carrots are 10p together, the vegetable stock is 12p, mixed beans are 65p, garlic 7p, onions are 28p, and then the rice is coming out at 40p. So altogether this meal is coming out to £2.97. I'm also going to be adding in some perrins, some soy sauce, and also some Marmite, but I'm not going to count those because they're literally pence what I'll be using, and they're things that I just always have in my cupboard, and I use them they last for like months and months and months. So I'll just be using those as I go along in loads of different meals that I cook. So the first thing I'll start off by doing is soaking my lentils. I like to soak my lentils for a good half an hour before I use them. This just removes any excess starch that's on them, and it also gives them a really good wash. This also gives the lentils a bit of a chance to absorb some of this water that they are soaking in as well. So then they absorb less of the liquids that are going to be in your pot. Next up, I'll finally dice up my onion and my garlic and saute those off. I'll then also dice up my peppers and my carrots and just fry those off a little bit too. Once those are fried off a little, I'll add in probably about 2 cups of my red lentils, and then I will also add in my taco beans and some vegetable stock with about 500 mils of water. After that, I'll add in some Marmite, some perrins, and some soy sauce as well. I'll also put some salt and pepper in to taste. I let this cook for quite a long time, so this will kind of go on low on my stove probably for a good 45 minutes. Whilst that's cooking, I will cook up some rice as well, and then just put it all together and serve it up. If you want to add a little bit of grated cheese on top, that also works really well too. Okay, so for tonight's dinner we are having some bacon and cheese potato croquettes. So this isn't actually like the traditional way of cooking them, because usually you would make up a bechamel sauce. I never actually knew that until recently. But you'd make up a bechamel sauce, and instead of it being made of potato, it's actually just the bechamel sauce that's been in the fridge for a while, so it's hardened, and then that is how you make your croquettes. So today we are making a potato version of this, and I've recently got this air fryer. So what I'm going to do is, once they've all been made up, I'm going to cook them in here. But you can cook them like on the pan. You can pan fry them in like a little bit of oil, or you can pop them in the oven. But this way is a lot healthier than pan frying them in some oil. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the ingredients that I've got for this meal and how much everything costs. Here are all the ingredients. What I will be using is half an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, half a pack of bacon, because there's 10 rashers in here, so I'll be using 5 of those rashers, some peas, 3 sweet potatoes as well, and then I've got some pecorino cheese. So I would normally use some cheddar cheese, but because I've got this left over and the packet's open, I thought I would use this today instead. This is really versatile. You can pretty much put anything in here you like. It'll just, you know, come out different every single time. We're using sweet potatoes today because just thought I'd use a different carb, to be honest with you. This one is massive as well. So what I have worked out here is these 3 potatoes cost me 75p. Half a pack of bacon will be 87p, cheese 30p, half an onion 14p, garlic cloves together 7p, peas 26p for the amount I'll be using. So because when you make up your croquettes, they're going to have already the carbs in there and your bacon, you don't need to add anything else to this meal apart from like a side of peas or something. In total, this meal adds up to £2.39. You can swap out the peas for beans if you want to. The price will obviously change like a little bit, but not too much, to be honest. First thing I'm going to start off by doing is peeling my sweet potatoes, cubing them up, and then popping them in some boiling water and making mash out of them. While the potatoes are boiling away, I will cut up 5 of my rashers of bacon. I'll cut them up into little pieces, and then I'll fry those off until they're really nice and crispy. I'll then remove the bacon from the pan and cut up my onion really finely, saute that off, and then crush in my garlic cloves as well. Once my potatoes have been mashed, I will then go ahead and add in my pecorino cheese and also all of my nice and crispy bacon and my fried off onion and garlic as well. I'll mix it all together, and then I'll shape them into little croquette shapes. Once they've been shaped, I'll pop them into my air fryer and just cook them for probably about 15 minutes just to make the outside really nice and crispy. While those are cooking, I'll just heat up some peas and then serve everything up together. It's a really tasty meal, really easy, and the kids love it. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my other 2 videos linked down below, and don't forget to press subscribe if you haven't done already. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.